All right, guys, welcome back to another fantastic episode of 3 Pound Fishing. This is an episode that a lot of people have been waiting for, and that is the settings on my Garmin. So throughout this episode, we're going to catch fish, but we're also going to talk about all the little things that go along with the setting, including my settings we're going to talk about as well. But there's just a lot of other things that make a great live scope setup a great live scope setup. So stay tuned. We're going to put slabs in the boat, and through this entire episode, we're going to be talking about the small things, the actual settings, and what I do to get that crystal clear picture that a lot of people see. And by golly, people, this is an absolutely stunner of a day. Wind's going to be up, so we'll be hiding from that, but you're going to learn a lot about live scope today, at least the settings part of it. So here we go, guys. All right, guys, there is a lot to go over in regards to live scope, so stay to the end, because at the end we will be definitely going through the actual setting process. But there's so many other parts, like when people get on my boat for a guide trip, or I get on their boat and I see what they're working with, there are just a lot of little details that I think go along with your settings. It's so much more than that. So let's start it off with just your mounts. This isn't a advertisement for any particular company. I don't care who you use. I use Cornfield Fishing Gear. I think they have incredible customer service, but I use the folding mount. And the important thing about mounts is stability. So I use what's called a bridge. I then mount my mount for my live scope on top of that bridge. That bridge gives me more points of fixation to the boat, which makes it a lot sturdier. And so I always recommend when you mount your live scope that you're mounting it with some type of bridge system that really beefs it up. Now, there are a lot of different mounts out there that can accommodate different screens, etc. Mine is only accommodating one screen because that's what I believe in. I believe in simplicity, and I believe in efficiency. So when I say that efficiency, I mean the fact that I do not have to bend forward. There's not much motion wasted me touching the screen. I'm touching the screen all day long. I'm moving it out forward, searching, etc. So I want that to be the most efficient process as possible. I just should not have to make big motions to get it there. So what leads me to the point of your live scope truly should be raised, in my opinion. Now, there's a lot of ways to do this. Trust me, everybody's gonna have their own opinion on this, but I think it should be raised to give you the ability, and we just passed over a monster crappie. Your live scope needs to be raised to a point where it's so convenient. So if you're a stander, if you like to sit on your casting seat, I totally get it. That monitor needs to be raised to a point where it's super efficient for you. There you go. Let's catch some of these monster crappie. I just saw one. Come on now. Bam. Good fish. Look at that. The 15 Savage, guys. Slab. Very good fish. Oh, baby. This could be our picture fish. That is a hammer. That is a big fish. So we'll keep that one for pictures. And that was a lot of fun, man. So let's talk about the handle. People use the handle, the side pole. They don't have it on their trolling motor, those people. Fantastic way to fish. Again, I'm not bad-mouthing anything, but I can tell you the most valuable thing that you guys can consider is keeping your hands free. Okay? And one of the things I see is people always wanting to use a pole. Now, if you're out there pleasure fishing, and that's the only device you're going to put in your hand other than the fishing rod, I say, okay, go for it. Have fun with that. But I can tell you that it's still not the most efficient way to fish. It doesn't give you the ability to be flexible, to be efficient, to be able to move around, to use both your hands at any point. A lot of the movements that certainly professional crappie tournament anglers use is they like to use their left hand to manipulate the line and the placement of a bait. We do this, right? You see this a lot in my videos. You probably just saw it there. We're always constantly using both of our hands for the rod itself. Taking that away is a huge hit to your ability to maneuver around and to find a fish and to put it exactly where it needs to be. So another one. All right, let's go find another one here. Wow, look at this guy's motion. Sometimes I'll push right down to him. Boom. Slab. Big fish, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, good fish, guys. Now the other thing that's important is that you need to learn how to use your trolling motor, okay? The foot pedal is everything in regards to live scope. You have to have control over your boat. Again, it keeps your hands free. So again, I talked to a lot of people that are using those key fobs or those fobs that go around their neck. Guys, again, it's all about keeping your hands free. Now, when somebody comes to me and they've got both a hand pull and they have a key fob, that is something that is extremely difficult to do. You are way more talented than I am in regards to live scope. And again, so it goes back to keeping your hands free. Now, yes, it will be painful to learn how to work a trolling motor if you haven't done it for a while. You might pay the price for 6 months or whatever it is, but it's like riding a bike. Now I utilize my foot pedal. I don't even think about it. It's kind of like breathing. It's kind of like getting on a bike. I highly recommend getting and using the trolling motor. If you have the option, just put that key fob thing away. I just got the new Ultrex, guys. That key fob is, or that control fob, whatever, is back there. I've never touched it. Not even gonna put a battery in it. So just another thing about keeping your hands and being efficient with live scope. That's a big point. Bam. We're gonna keep that guy. If we clean fish, we're gonna clean him. Oh, there's another one. Oh boy. Guys, I like the smaller fish to eat. I ain't gonna lie. I think they taste better. That's just me though. Good mark, guys. Squaring up with them. Good boat control. See if we can't get him to bite. Turn it anyway. Got him. Good fish. Oh, and that's going to lead us to our next conversation. Good fish. All right, guys, and here's another topic. It's the type of trolling motor. It's also the type of trolling motor that you have. Now this is going to get personal because a lot of people are going to say my trolling motor is the best, blah blah blah, the Force is the best, the Ghost is the best, the Ultrex is the best. Guys, everybody has a personal preference. If you're choosing between one of those trolling motors, fantastic, you are a winner already. They're all fantastic. Now I personally love the Ultrex, and I'm not going to go into it any more than that. I think it's fantastic. It's very sensitive. It's got very minute movements, which I think is fantastic. But they're all going to be great if you're choosing between those. Let me tell you about the trolling motors that are probably not suitable great for live scope. Number one, without a doubt, is the Tarova. Very mechanical movements, hard to be precise, hard to push down. There's just a lot of factors there. I always recommend those people that have a Tarova to seriously consider upgrading to whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I think that is the absolute bottom, in my opinion. Okay, don't kill me for saying that. The next one might be the Altera. That is a close second. But the ones that I mentioned before, the Force, the Ultrex, I got a big fish right in front of me right now. Those are fantastic. The Ultrex, seriously consider it. That makes your ability to catch these fish on the move just that much easier. All right, we're gonna get these fish right. Gosh, I hope that's a crappie. That's a good crappie if it's a crappie. All right, it is a crappie. Ho, ho, ho. Bam. Solid one too. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is the screens. I'm working with an 8616. We got a really good fish coming on the screen, so we might stop for it. But 8616, it's a 16-inch monitor, guys. It's expensive. It's not for everybody. I highly recommend the 12 Ultra Series, 12-inch Ultra Series. It's where I would go. I think it's the best bang for your buck. At the end of the day, what I recommend always is to get the biggest screen you can afford, period. A lot of people get tricked into these 9-inch screens because of their deals. Guys, if you can afford it, go with the largest screen you can go with. That will give you more detail and make your world a lot easier. Come on now, guys. This is getting fun. We're putting some slabs in the boat. Bam. Good fish. All right, guys, let's talk about sonar setup, the livescope setup that I currently use. Guys, what I use is I go back to factory defaults. Factory defaults, factory defaults. I start there, and then I'm gonna go walk you through all the different things that I do to make the picture the way that you're seeing it right here. Look at that guy. You even got a fish right there. We're gonna bypass him. All right, so first thing, we're going to options, sonar setup, installation, restore sonar defaults. Right there, I go yes, bam. There's your craziness that just happened, okay? You've got the grid, you've got it on low noise reject. It's auto correcting right now, saying you're in forward view. We're gonna hit okay. First thing I'm gonna do is take the forward view off of auto, and I'm gonna bring it to 35, which is the number I prefer. I'm gonna take my depth off of auto, and I'm gonna bring it to 25, which is what I like to use on my home lake. I'm then gonna go to options, pay attention now, sonar setups, layout, grid overlay. I'm getting rid of my grid overlay, okay? So now this is the screen that you have. A lot of people will use this screen right here, okay? That's a medium artifact noise reject, a medium noise reject. That is what it comes out of the box. Now what I prefer to do is I prefer to put it on a high noise reject. So noise reject, high, and there we go. That is the picture you guys have been seeing right there. And those are my settings right now for livescope. I do that pretty consistent if I feel like it's just a little out of whack, but I don't do it that often. Don't seem to have to. And the screen is absolutely perfect. Now I think there's one downside to doing high noise reject, and that is that there might be a delay. So I've played with, like, even on Grenada, sometimes I'll go to medium. But honestly, high is perfectly fine. I love it. I love my picture. I appreciate everybody commenting on my picture. I get a lot of comments about my picture. Those are my settings. That's everything I do in regards to livescope. And you've learned a lot about the trolling motor, the fact of the, you know, the do's and don'ts, and why you shouldn't do some of the things that you see out there. But it is a learning process. So I always like to emphasize it is a learning process. More time on the boat makes you a better angler, more makes you better with livescope. And so spend time in your boat. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did. It's awesome. Appreciate you guys. Take it easy.